in the ghettos of Flint. Nevertheless, he always made sure the boss back home got a cut of his business. The boss happened to be his brother, Estes. Estes was one of the biggest and most active drug dealers in the country. His name rang bells on the black market, and he had been running most of southern Florida, particularly Miami, for years. Listen up. Sam is going to be hanging around here for the summer. You know, helping us out a little. I want you to show him the ropes and how we operate around here. Got it? Hector said, as he looked at Carter. No problem, Carter said in his low, even voice. Carter was very mild-mannered and a great worker. He and Hector had a great relationship, and even though Hector never told Carter he loved him, Carter knew that the old man had a soft spot in his heart for him. They had an unspoken bond. Hector, not having any kids of his own, took a liking to Carter 4 years back when he approached him for a job. Hector respected his business demeanor, and even at an early age, Carter had a certain calmness and sense of loyalty about himself. Don't get into any trouble, you hear me? Hector said, as he walked towards Sam, pointing his finger at him. Hector gave Sam another smack on the back of the head for good measure, and he headed out of the back door. Oh yeah, we have a job on Saginaw Street tomorrow. Old man Johnson needs his locks changed again, Hector said, just before the sound of the back door being closed sounded. Carter glanced at Sam, who leaned against the wall and folded his arms while looking around. So, Uncle Hector got you cleaning this shithole for pennies, huh? Sam said with a smirk on his face, getting a chuckle from his own joke. Carter glanced at Sam and shook his head, not even responding to the offhand remark. Carter grabbed the mop out of the bucket and continued to mop the floor while shaking his head. Sam walked to the back and made sure that the door was locked. He then came back into the store area and pulled a rolled joint out. He began to spark it, and Carter rushed over to him and snatched it out of his mouth before he lit it. Yo, what's your deal? Sam asked as he threw both of his arms up. There is no smoking in here, homeboy, Carter said calmly as he slipped the joint into Sam's top pocket. Who are you worried about, Hector? He works for my pops, so there is nothing to worry about, Sam said arrogantly as he pulled back out his joint and sparked it, releasing the skunk smell of Miami's finest into the air. Well, I work for Hector, and I need this job. If I were you, I wouldn't jeopardize my money like that, he said as he put up the mop bucket and grabbed his jacket that hung on the coat rack. Job? I don't need this job, my man, Sam said as he reached into his pocket and pulled out a wad of $100 bills. His bankroll was the biggest Carter had ever seen in his life. If it's laying like that, why are you up here working for the summer? Carter asked out of curiosity. I wasn't sent up here to work in a fucking locksmith shop. My father wanted me to stop wilding out back home, so he and my mother had this great idea to send me up here with Uncle Hector, he said, as he took a deep pull of the reefer. Oh, yeah? Carter said, as he slid his cap on and began to lock up the doors. Carter immediately knew that Sam wasn't his type. Too flashy. Carter, even at a young age, knew that bad boys moved in silence. Well, I'm about to lock up. We need to be here tomorrow at 9 a.m. so we can go to Old Man Johnson's house to change his locks, Carter said, as he began to click off the lights to the store. Who is Old Man Johnson? Sam asked out of curiosity. An old-school gangster. He was the number man in the city. Actually, he's retired. But he gets so paranoid, he likes his locks to get changed every month. Don't ask me why. It's just something that he does.